It's Movie Time is produced by John DeSando. Listen to shows and read reviews online at WCBE.org.
I'm John DeSando.
I'm Wayne Miller.
This is It's Movie Time.
It is.
And it's trade wars with China time.
I know.
Can
we
we
see
think
our retirement, they don't like us. They devalued their money.
Well,
but not in time for this film.
Can you find something nice about China?
Yes.
What would
family.
that be?
The Chinese people, what I like so much about this movie.
Well, which way we need to say the title?
The Farewell.
The Farewell.
The Farewell. And it's not like, Farewell to Arms, so it's not a war movie. But anyhow, it's we learn a lot about normal, middle-class Chinese life.
So you mean it's not like Crazy Rich Asians?
No. It still has some feel-good moments, but what I liked about this one, though, nothing seemed forced. There wasn't a lot of going for the cheap laughs. There wasn't a lot of over sentimentality. And a couple of times that you thought that maybe they were kind of venturing out that way, it did feel organic to the film. And
right.
It was very good.
Nai, the grandma, has been diagnosed with cancer.
Yes.
She's out in 3 months.
Yep.
Family does not want to tell her.
Which is, I guess, a Chinese thing.
And it fits the profile, the Chinese profile of kind of withholding your emotions,
yes.
kind of being protective.
Yep.
And in this case, they want to carry the burden,
the
emotional burden, and they don't want to tell her. Now, young Billy,
yes,
played by Awkwafina from Crazy Rich Asians,
yes,
big star,
and other movies, because she was also in the Ocean's 8.
Oh, that's right, Ocean's 8,
with the Sandra Bullock, Kate Blanchett.
Well, I think she left China when she was about 3 or 4 years old, so she's truly westernized, and she does not want to withhold that information from her very close pal, Grandma.
Very Americanized.
Yes.
Young lady, which kind of like her parents, and she's an only child, which I was thinking as I was seeing all these like families in there that had what they would call a one and done, child, and I thought, that really kind of fits into the Chinese law.
Yes.
And I guess that they've eased up a little bit of allowing 2 children in a family. But yes, and she loves her grandma, and what was interesting, I saw a review that the writer-director, Lulu Wang, who based this on her own experience with grandma, and she was talking about Awkwafina approached her, really wanted to do the role, and she says, wait a minute, you're a rapper, you're a comedian, you want to do this? But what Awkwafina really liked about it was the closeness with the grandmother, because I guess in real life, her mother died when she was 4, and she was raised by her grandmother, and that made a big difference. Yeah. And I think it kind of shows through with her relationship with Nai, her granny.
Yeah, and in a way, this film, which again is called The Farewell, kind of smooths over relations between the East and the West, in the sense that it I think, as you said, it almost kind of gently juxtaposes the two cultures, and without any big clash, because actually Billy gives in.
Yeah.
I mean, she wasn't even invited to the wedding. They didn't want the problem.
No, then when she flew there and walked in the family home, and everybody, of course, everybody's shocked, including her parents, who outright told her, don't come to it because you can't hold your emotions. We don't want you coming to it because you're going to give it all away. And the families gathered there because I don't know.
They trumped up a wedding.
Trumped up a wedding, and if that young couple, because there were 2 boys in the grandmother. The grandmother had 2 sons. One of them, Billy's dad. The other one, instead of going to America, he and his wife immigrate to Japan. And so they have 1 son, and he's marrying a Japanese woman, which was really kind of very interesting.
Well, you're reminding me that few years ago, Ang Lee had a film called, I think, called The Wedding Banquet,
Yes.
in which
yes.
they again fabricated a wedding because they had the gay son, I think,
Yes. Yeah.
to make between him and a volunteer woman. So the Chinese are so funny. They
Right.
just really are very much tied to tradition and family, and in a
Yes.
loving way.
Yes.
I mean, don't you think
Very
there's something
interesting.
enviable about the way?
Well, it's funny because I had read about, and I remember even some old movies and also books by Pearl Buck, and it really emphasized how they don't institutionalize as the grandparents, the older members
Right.
of the family, get senile. They take them in rather than warehousing them in some institution. And it's basically, and that's where they really felt that there was a breakdown in the Chinese society because of the overpopulation and the strict rules of just one child.
Sure.
Because of the who's going to take care of, if something happens to that child, who takes care of the grandparents as they get older.
Yeah, but I love the way they take care of the elderly, the way they respect them, the way the whole family gets together to kind of resolve this conflict. Now,
Yes.
Lulu Wang
Yes.
does a really nice job
Yes.
of resolving this, and you're not going to guess it. I don't think anybody's going to guess the way she resolved it.
No,
but I think
no.
it's brilliant.
It's so funny because she, in the review, they were asking about her grandmother. I saw an interview she did
Yeah.
on CBS Morning Show, and she wouldn't say anything about her own grandmother. How she's even still alive or whatever. But yeah, it's kind of a twist, which really kind of like pleasantly surprised everybody in attendance. But back to the family and the emotions, because they were so worried about that Billy would give it away with her emotions and crying all
Right.
over.
They told us you can't hold your emotions.
A very spunky grandma. She's kind of like showing Billy her morning kind of like little workout routine and stuff like that. And but it's other ones like her uncle who had come over from Japan and with his wife and the son and the little pseudo fiance. But it was during a toast during the wedding banquet, the wedding reception thing, that he starts breaking down, and then also the groom, Nai's grandson, kind of breaks down, and so it's kind of like they're so worried about Billy, and here they couldn't control their own emotions.
Well, let's warn our audience. This is not Crazy Rich Asians. In
No.
fact, there is not one person in here as beautiful as any one person in
Yes.
Crazy Rich
Right,
Asians.
that's what made it so so
That's-
unique.
Oh, it is.
Because it was so much more realistic
And,
relatable.
Yes.
We can't relate
Exactly.
to
exactly.
the multi-rich.
How many families out there, even in our audience, have faced this problem? Do you
yes.
tell someone about
Yeah.
this condemnation?
How do you react to somebody who has a terminal illness, and
Yes.
they're going to go?
Yes.
Do you bring it up often? Do you?
Yeah.
How I had a good friend recently with cancer, and it's kind of like, and he was bound determined to beat it, but unfortunately he didn't.
Right.
But that's the way of the world.
Yeah.
That people go.
Well, Billy wants Grandma to have a chance to say goodbye.
Yes.
And there's a
yeah.
really good argument with that.
Yeah.
The family doesn't want Grandma to suffer the knowledge that she is condemned to die within 3 months.
Yes.
You can see that this is a very cinematic and dramatic conflict that, as you were implying, hits just about everybody,
Yeah.
American or Chinese.
Yes.
So see it, enjoy it. It
Right.
won't bring you to tears.
Yep. And now it got a very high rating on Rotten Tomatoes
And IMDb.
and other ones. Yes, and IMDb. And but there's some reviews out there that found it boring and slow, and they didn't like Aquafina's portrayal.
Right.
And I'd say ignore those. If you want a
Right.
good fan, and there have been, and there's some others coming up that are good family movies of families of cultures different from our own, and I think it's a great learning experience.
Well, Wayne Miller, the film is The Farewell.
Yep.
What grade would you award it?
A-.
All right, and I'm going to award it an A. Definitely
Good.
a top drawer
Yes.
import.
Yes, it is. Farewell.
All right.